Today in this video we're going to be fixing a puncture on a Xiaomi M365 Classic. It was given to me by a friend of mine, of his friend, who did not look after it at all. The back wheel was completely flat. I have addressed that, it was just soft, so I pumped that up with the Xiaomi pump, which was a piece of cake obviously. The back brake wasn't working, fixed that as well, that has not been maintained. The handlebars as well, at the top, were also not maintained, they were completely loose, ready to go. But today we're going to be focusing on the puncture on the front wheel. It hasn't been taken off, I don't think, ever. So we're going to have a look at some of the tools that you might need. Don't worry, you can do this at home. You might need a friend to help you. But listen, we're going to have a crack at it today. So let's have a quick look at the tools before we get into this right now. So first things first, this is a solid wheel. We're not going to be fitting that. We're going to need the Xiaomi pump, which is brilliant, have that. Anti-air loss extension, have that. We have a new tyre here. We're going to see what the tyre walls are like when we do take it off. You're going to need a new tube. You're also going to need maybe a couple of vice grips to pinch the tyre, to slacken it when we're putting it on. The spanner, if you have a cheap spanner, I would personally try and avoid it. Try and get a good spanner. This is a snap-on 18 spanner for the front wheel, which is the best of the best. So this is what's going to get that wheel off because they are very awkward. Last thing you want to do is round some of the nuts on these. You're also going to need a couple of tyre levers, a couple of Allens to take off the side caps, stickers. Maybe if you have some bigger levers as well, you can use them. And last but not least, you're going to need some stickers. I have some of these in silver, orange, green, and so on. So I'm going to just replace it with some of the orange. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to take off these stickers. So just get your Stanley blade, be careful, do wear gloves if you've never used one of these before because they are extremely sharp. So we're just going to take off the sticker here. As you can see, the stickers, this has definitely never been taken off. You can see here, God, they are really stuck on. So we're going to just clean up some of that glue later on and then pop the new stickers on. The one on the side here. Throw them away because they're no good. Next thing is we need to take off the side caps here. They have just a few screws on the inside there. So let's take them off. I do highly suggest that anybody who's suffering from punctures, of course you have solids as an option, do just maintain the pressure. Even put some slime in. I done a video on the slime over 1 year ago. It's a pretty easy thing to do and it helps prevent minor punctures, but also at the end of the day you want to try and avoid doing something like this because it's not exactly, you know, imagine doing this all the time. That would be an absolute pain. And if you like maintenance videos, if you like review videos, that's exactly what I do cover on this channel. So if you're interested in that type of thing, do subscribe by all means. Always keep all your screws in a safe place, so you can just put them in the cap there. Keep that to one side. Now, while we're here, we're going to take off these as well because this is going to help bring the plastic out a bit more so we can get this nut off easily. Okay, keep everything together. You have a bit of give here. Let's have a look on both sides. You can see here, a bit more flex there, so we can get our spanner in. The first one we're going to loosen is the side that has the cable on. Get your spanner, the good spanner. And if you have another spanner, you can also pop that on as well. If you need, you can just stand on the scooter. Wasn't too bad. I don't know if I got lucky there or what. That's brilliant when that happens. Alright, let's do the other side. Same thing. Get the good spanner on. Put your weight on the scooter. Hold it in place. Have the scooter raised like what I have on a small platform. Okay, here we go. God, when you get them loose, I swear to God, it's like victory. Be careful. So when you are loosening these, you don't want the cable or anything to get damaged. Just take your time. This is when it pays to have good tools. Okay, there we go. You can see the motor here. God, it looks absolutely like it's had better days, to be honest. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this cover off. So this is a T20 bit, as you can see. Always make sure that the tool is sitting flat on the screws, because you don't want to round any of these off, because then you'll have to like drill it out, so that'll be an absolute nightmare. So always make sure you have the correct tool, the correct size, and you'll be absolutely fine. We're going to loosen this nut, and then we're going to take off the washer. Pop the nut there. We have our washer. Remember the direction this is facing. Let me just show you. That's the direction it's facing, okay? So that's the direction we're gonna put it back on. Next step is, after we have that done, hit this here until we hear a ping. And there you can see there's a slight gap there. Then what we're gonna need to do is we're gonna need to just press down until the motor pops out. Just need to pop that down. And then the motor has magnets, so you need to be really careful. Put your weight on it, and then it should just come apart. And there goes our motor. That's exactly what they look like on the inside. And this is our rim here. So we're gonna just keep all that good and safe. Here comes the fun part. Next step is we're gonna loosen the valve cover. Pretty easy. We're gonna just need to take out this washer here. You can see that just pops out like so. Keep that somewhere safe. Now we're gonna have to make sure the tire is fully deflated, which it is. You can see it's completely, yeah, it's flat as a pancake. Next step is, this is where you're gonna need a mole clamp, or you're gonna need a vice grip like this, because we're gonna slacken it. We're gonna put one here, we're gonna put one here. We're gonna clamp down this tire. So we're gonna do one corner. Okay, so then there we go. So this is gonna give us a bit of slack. So we're just gonna, as you can see here, we have now a bit of slack now at the front, which is gonna make it definitely easier to take off. So then you get your grips. Whatever you do, don't use spoons, because to be honest, you're just gonna end up completely damaging them altogether. You can see there, take these off, which will get up the rest of the tire. Okay, nearly there. So then we can get our tube. Imagine doing this all the time if you don't maintain the pressure, because that's one of the causes of this. So we're just gonna pop this off here. Okay, and then out comes the tube. So we're gonna throw that away, because that's no use to us at all. So let's just throw that away. Let's have a look at the tire. I don't know if you can see that, but the walls are absolutely screwed. Can you see that, guys? that is banjaxed. So we're gonna have to put a new tire on that, definitely, for sure. So let's keep going. By the way, give this video a like if you're enjoying it so far. Next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna partially inflate. This is the new tube, just to make life a little bit easier. So let's just quickly put that on. Okay. Might be a little bit too much, but we'll have a look. Now, what we're going to need to remember is the motor direction. So we're going to need to remember that this is the way the motor is. This is the way the tire is going. And that the valve is going to be facing on the right side, the same side as the motor. So just obviously double check everything. So we're going to be making sure that that's going to be going in this direction here and the same direction as the tire. So make sure to always double check everything is aligned before you go ahead and do anything. So let's just pop the tube in here. Make sure there's no kinks or anything like that. Pull this out a little bit to make life a little bit more easier. Okay, so after you have your valve popped in there, what to do next is, obviously just the tube popped out there, just get the tube back in, maybe pull up some of the slack, and then just feed it around the tire like so. Here we go, not too bad. Now what we're going to do is we're going to obviously have to use our voice grips again to get it on the far side. So again, just obviously give it a good feel around there, make sure it's all right. We're going to get our voice grips here. So squeeze your tire, get your voice grips. Okay. Now if you have 3 levers, it's going to make life a little bit easier. So let's go ahead. One side. Another side. Work our way around. Open in here. Have a bit more slack there. Obviously be careful not to pinch anything, because you don't want that. And then, okay, bingo. Take out the tire levers, take off the voice grips, like so. Give the tire a squeeze going around, make sure it's sitting in okay. Okay. Next step, we're going to put the washer back on the valve here. Just pop that out of place for now. Careful not to damage it. Make sure it's sitting in okay. Now, we're also going to make sure that everything is okay. So we're going to quickly just give it a quick pump. Perfect. If you haven't got one of these, I would highly recommend you get one. I've done a video on this anti-air loss extension. They are linked below in the description if you actually want to get one. They are absolutely brilliant. Okay, so tire feels good, everything feels okay. Next step is we're going to pop this onto the magnet. Make sure that the motor side, everything is in the correct direction. We're going to, obviously it is the magnet, so do remember, watch your fingers. So you can see here, just need to be really careful. Okay, here we go. That's why you need to watch your fingers. Just pop it down. Okay, everything is slotted into place. Next step, let's put our bits back on. Put our washer on. Remember, it was facing this direction. Put our nut on. Again, make sure everything's okay. Double check everything. Tire's good. Tire's facing the correct direction. So pop our wheel back on. Okay. Hold the weight of the wheel up while you give the nuts a good squeeze. So hold them up like this. Because you don't want the wheel to be low. You want it to be as high as possible. Okay, let's just put our screws back in. Okay, next thing is we're going to replace some new stickers. These are just orange ones. We just want to make sure that everything is clean, free from debris. Like, they are quite easy to damage. You can actually buy a lot of these if you need to. So yeah, pretty happy with that, I must say. Everything's okay, tire's okay, absolutely perfect. So it goes to show that you can honestly do anything. So there we go. If you have gotten value from this, please give this video a like, subscribe if you want to see more maintenance reviews. I try and cover as much as possible when it comes to electric scooters. So please subscribe if you're into that sort of thing. In the meantime, stay safe on your scooter and I'll chat to you in the next video.
Off the law, shorty says she got the wap. I just want the wop. Posting money on the snap, that'll get you robbed. Nike tech, shot wet. 3 dice bet. Hey, crack flags, this is not a question. I don't ever